I've had enough! Oh, sorry about that. Don't worry, this isn't one of those videos with some guy ranting about stuff. I've had enough is simply today's song choice. Another number 25 single, this time from the band The Beatles Could Have Been, Wings. Hey, welcome back to Acting's Reacting with me, JSB. And if you got that reference, then you'll also know that my favourite Beatles album is The Best of the Beatles. If you don't know your Alan Partridge, you probably just think I'm nuts. And I was about to say you're wrong, but maybe I just shouldn't have gone down that route in the first place. Anyway, Wings, huge band in the 70s, led by a chap you might have heard of called Paul McCartney. Had hits galore, most of them massive, but they had some smaller ones as well, and that's where I'm at today as part of my continued series for 2025, looking at songs that peaked at number 25, as I've Had Enough did in the US. Made 24 in Canada and 42 in the UK. So certainly not a massive hit, but respectable enough. But in the intervening years, this one has certainly been forgotten. It's not appeared on any notable compilation, and shockingly, I see has not even reached 1 million streams on Spotify. So, a lost cut indeed, and also one I've never heard before. It's from 1978's London Town album, which is one of the few Wings albums that I've never owned or indeed heard. This was the second single from that album, following the chart topper With a Little Luck. And even that's only got about 20 million streams. What is it with late 70s Wings? I guess that's what happens when you have too many hits. Some of them have to fall by the wayside at some point. Anyway, I know With Little Luck, and that was laid back and easygoing, but this one is meant to be much more of a rocker. In fact, it's being described as being like 50s, 60s, and 70s rock all at the same time, which is interesting. Also had somewhat mixed reviews, so it will be interesting to see which side of the debate I land on. And of course, as always, I want to know what you think. So, without further ado, if you could kindly smash that like button, thank you. I will dive in and see what I make of my first listen to I've Had Enough by Wings now.
You're talking to me from the back of my car, and I can't get nothing right. And then you wonder why I stand at the bar day and night. Well,
It's not that rocking, is it?
I can't put up with anymore. No, 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 no. I've had enough. I can't put up with anymore. No, 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 no. You stand behind me with a watch in your hand, and I can't get nothing done. Well, people tell me you're a punctual man, but come on, come on. I've had enough. I can't put up with anymore. No, 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 no. I've had enough. I can't put up with anymore. No, 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 no. I earn my money and you take it away. Well, I don't know where you're from. I should be worried, but they say it'll pay for a bomb. Oh, I've had enough. I can't put up with anymore. No, 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 no. Had enough. I can't put up with anymore. No, 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 no.
Carrying on me the more it goes on, I have to say.
Baby, you know sometimes you get a little weary, but if it ever happens, honey, you just come along to me, because you know I've had enough. I can't put up with anymore. No, 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 no. I've had enough. I can't put up with anymore. No, 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 no. I've had enough. I can't put up with anymore. No, 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 no.
Right, I've had enough from Wings, and that's another abrupt ending. I've come across a couple of those just lately. Um, yeah, I rather enjoyed that. I wasn't so sure about it to start with, but it grew on me as we went along, and I particularly liked the way that Paul varied the no no nos on every chorus, because there's a lot of choruses in a 3 minute song, and that kept things fresh and interesting each time. It could have got quite repetitive. The rest of the lyrics outside of those choruses were, typical Paul stuff. I think he's just kind of throwing words and situations out there and seeing what lands. And it all kind of works without being too in depth or all that interesting. I did like verse 3 though. I earn the money and you take it away when I don't know where you're from. I should be worried, but they say it'll pay for a bomb. Um, Someone's taken that to say there's actually political commentary in the song, but we know what Paul does. Outside perhaps of Give Ireland Back to the Irish, he really doesn't do politics. He's just saying stuff that comes into his head, and that's fine. That's how he works. I gather that Joe English and Jimmy McCulloch on drums and guitar, respectively, were still in the band at this time, which accounts for the excellent musicianship. I always get worried when Wings is in a three-piece and if Paul's on the drums. So yeah, three-piece by the time of the album release, of course, which is why there's three of them on the cover. I was blocking Linda entirely, so sorry, Linda, but yeah, why they picked that picture with Denny with his eye? I'm sure they could have found a better image than that. That's the trouble when Linda's in the picture and not taking them, I suppose. Yeah, I wish that lineup had stayed together longer because I like Wings as a proper band, and as some people will already know, Wings Over America is my go-to Wings album. There's really no need for much else from Paul after the Beatles, as far as I'm concerned, than that three-record set. But I did enjoy this song more as it went along, and yeah, good little rocker, bit of a change of pace, and yeah, it's a win from me. Should it have been a bigger hit? Yeah, well, maybe is all I can say on that. As I say, when you've got such a catalogue with so many hits, some stuff is going to fall by the wayside. This, I'm going to give this a tiny, tiny little lost gem. Uh, this is what I'm looking for. I have no idea. Fill in the gaps for me. Thanks very much. And speaking of gaps, you've kind of heard my opinion, but I want to know yours. Is this a song that should be more remembered than it is? And you can tell me that whether you've known the song since 1978 or if you were joining me to hear it for the first time today. Every opinion is equally valid, even the wrong ones. Yeah. Also, of course, if there's another song you feel I simply have to hear from Paul or literally anybody, you can now make song requests via my Buy Me a Coffee page, which is linked in the video description below. So meanwhile, if you don't want to do that, and that's fine, there's plenty up on the channel that will be of interest to you, I promise. And YouTube helpfully has a couple of suggestions of what those might be for you, appearing on either side of my head about now. So it only leaves me to say thank you for watching today, and bye for now, but not for long.
Acting is reacting. This does not mean acting again.